Carrie and I are coming at you live from Heather's Cafe, a special edition of 4506.
It's great to be here with you, Mayor.
It is.
I've missed you.
I missed you too. We are still going to give you a round the horn of Springboro. We have 4 people that have dedicated their time and energy to give you an update on what's going on in the borough. So let's not further ado. Carrie, let's go talk to you and Scott Marshall.
Wonderful. All right, Scott, thank you for joining us today. It is wonderful to actually see you. Yes. It's been a long time.
It's nice to be out.
Yeah, it's wonderful to be on Heather's patio, and we thank Heather for allowing us to do this today.
Absolutely.
I would ask you what's new, but I think everything is new right now.
Little bits happened.
Yeah. So you're just coming out of Springboro's kind of first virtual graduation.
Yes.
Tell me about that and kind of what went into that.
Yeah, so a lot went into that, you know, we were kind of rewriting the playbook as we went along.
Truly.
And with graduation was a huge part of that. You know, this class this is something that they and their families have looked forward to for many years. Mm-hmm. And we really wanted to hold on to the idea that we could do something in person as long as we could.
Sure.
Once we were kind of faced with the reality that it did not look like that was going to happen, we started talking about a virtual graduation and things that we could do around the community to kind of help honor these graduates and all their achievements.
Sure.
With the things that they deserve and something to come out of that's hopefully something that they look forward to and appreciate, given that they weren't able to graduate in person in front of their family and friends.
Right. Something that maybe will be just as memorable, although just different.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they're the first and only class right now that's ever had to experience anything like this on a large scale.
Truly.
And, you know, we were just so impressed with the way that the community, the entire Springboro community stepped up, from local businesses to the city of Springboro, to just various companies and parents and staff that really came forward to do what they could to help honor the achievements of this class.
Well, and if you don't mind, tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. So some of the things that we did was we created graphics for a digital billboard, the one down on 741, close to Wright Brothers Airport, to be able to display all 500 plus graduates on there. You know, that was something that was just great. They ran for about 2 weeks on there. We had a lot of parent groups that did an Adopt a Senior.
Right.
You know, they would reach out to different graduates and their families that way. We did a processional, which was, all 500 graduates and their families were invited to bring their cars.
That was cool.
Down through the junior high, through the high school. We had staff, we had board members, we had teachers all there waving. And I was just impressed with the creativity.
I agree. It was more like a parade, and some of them created what I would call like floats.
Yes, yeah, you had your cars decorated, you had people hanging out the sunroofs and waving. You also had boats being
I was gonna say the boat was classic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you had trailers with couches and people sitting.
It was neat.
I mean, it was such a good time, and it was so neat just to see the families, see the students happy, waving, getting to see the high school one last time, so to speak. And then for the staff to be able to come out and just congratulate them and wave and do what we could to just make this time special.
Right. And it wasn't just difficult on the students that were graduating. This was hard on the staff too.
It was because, in our position, we want to be able to provide, stability and communication, and we know everybody's expecting one thing, and the goalposts keep moving. And so you got to stay on top of that. And so, as a staff, we're having to now start working from home for a large part of it, and then communicate with our students and parents about that. And so, this was something that was all new to us. It wasn't planned. There was no playbook for this thing, no blueprints, and just so impressed with how a lot of the staff adapted, worked with the parents and the students. Extremely grateful for the patience from a lot of our parents and students, and just working with us to get through this, because that's ultimately what we want. We want the students to be educated, to learn the things that they're supposed to towards the latter part of the year and keep that as intact as possible.
Sure, sure. And then the graduation festivities kind of culminated with this really cool broadcast that you put together, kind of, in like with a team with Joe McKenzie from MVCC.
Yeah, a big thank you to Joe and MVCC for not only helping to produce that, film, edit, and broadcast it. But yeah, that was a nice moment where we were able to bring in student speakers, the senior class president, the principal, to hear from administration, and then to be able to showcase the graduates in a way that was as similar to a normal graduation as we could. And then being able to broadcast that on TV is kind of an extra cherry on top of being able to open this up to more people.
That was outstanding.
And I think one of the great takeaways from a lot of this is there were a few items that we had done that we think is something that we can continue on. We can take the things that we learned from this and carry those on. The processional, the parade was such a highlight. The banners downtown in the city of Springboro was a great thing. And the digital billboard too.
Agreed.
Very cool. Those are all things that can continue to happen for future classes.
We loved decorating downtown. I had somebody paint the windows of my office, and it was just so fun. We love doing it.
It brings everybody into it. We have a great community here with a lot of people who are willing to support it. And graduation is such a special week. Why not bring everybody on board?
Absolutely.
Such a great theme.
Absolutely. So you were talking about parents, and that kind of leads us into the next thing that I'd like to discuss is Springboro Schools put out a parent survey, kind of talking about, what parents would like to see for the 2020-2021 school year. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I know that the surveys have already been sent back, the due date has passed, and so now I guess you're processing those?
Yes, so what we're looking to do, as a summer, of course, we're still kind of going through and planning what is the fall going to look like. And the real difficulty with that is that's 2 months away. And, where we're at now, 2 months ago was completely different. So 2 months forward is going to be hard to predict right now.
2 months ago, you and I wouldn't have been sitting here.
Absolutely, yes. And so, we want to be able to come up with a plan that is going to best keep everybody safe, keep our students learning, and continue forward as best we can. So our thought was, we want to reach out to our community. We want them to be a part of that. So the parent survey was put into place. It was fairly detailed of trying to ask questions of how would you feel if we were required to wear masks during the school year, if we had to go half days, or if we went every day, it was only online. We got into questions about how is your internet access at home? How is the food situation at home? Those kind of things that we've already asked, but we want to keep that going. And so those things are very important to us to understand what our community needs, where their minds are at right now as far as coming back to school. And so one of the things that we have to be conscious of is what our community wants, what we all think is best, but we have guidelines from the state. We can't do anything about it.
Of course.
So if the state says you have to wear masks in order to stay open, then that's something that's kind of out of our hands. But it's good to know and get a feel from the community what they want or feel that is necessary in order to open up schools the best way as possible and just get everything back to as normal as we can so that the benefits are all there, from the learning to the working and staying together.
What about extracurriculars? Our school grounds, is the track open? Are we expecting to have a football season?
Yeah, the athletics is kind of a slow trickle right now. Again, a lot of that is just going to come from the state and what their guidelines are. So we have opened up outdoor facilities. So anything indoor we haven't, because it's inside the building. So as far as the track, walking around, the perimeters and things like that, the fields, those are, as long as you're maintaining social distancing and practicing those guidelines, those are open. And again, a lot of that just depends on what the state guidelines are. And if anyone has any questions about that, our offices are always open. They can definitely contact us.
Wonderful. I'm sure the community will be happy to be able to use the track again and and just be able to get out and enjoy our school grounds again.
Absolutely.
So what's one thing the community should know about Springboro schools, moving forward?
I think one thing the community should know is that, with whatever guidelines, we're meeting as an administration, and whatever plan we come up with today or next week, there is a strong possibility that is going to look different in August. What we want to do is we want to provide our community with an answer, a way for them to plan as early as possible.
Sure.
Keeping in mind that could change, because we feel it's very important. There are so many families that, when school starts, what's transportation going to look like?
Right.
What's daycare going to look like?
Exactly.
How am I going to be able to work, but then also my kid may be home half the week, online. How is that going to play out?
Right.
So what we're trying to do is get a decision based on the guidelines and the things we know now. And then also just to keep in mind that there's a possibility that could change or shift, as we move forward, as new guidelines come out or as we learn more. So that's kind of what I would want them to know. And again, I mean, we are open and forthcoming with it all. So if there's any questions, to definitely please contact us, shoot us an email, give us a call.
Well, thank you for being so transparent, and thank you for all that you've done, because I know you have been so busy during, all of the COVID-19, lockdown and just everything. I mean, you're the guy that's, his head has been spinning.
But, it's part of the job, and it's the name of the game, and it's for a great cause. So.
Well, we're lucky to have you, and we
you.
appreciate, what you're doing, and please come back and, keep us in the loop as you get more information.
Yeah, absolutely, anytime. Thanks for having me on.
Well, it's great to see you.
You too.
Back to you. Thanks, Scott. We always enjoy chatting with you, and we are so thankful for your contribution to our school system. Shall we go chat with David Thompson about the Coffman YMCA?
Let's do it.
I am with David Thompson today, the Group Vice President from the Coffman YMCA. David, it is wonderful to be sitting here with you.
It's good to see you today.
It's seriously, I love being able to just sit here with you in public. It's lovely.
Right.
It's been quite a while.
It has been.
So we're here to talk about the Coffman Y today. I understand the Y is going through its reopening process.
We are.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
We're here to celebrate that. That's wonderful for the community. Tell us a little bit about the reopening process, because I believe it's not just a unlock the doors and free for all, we're ready to go.
Right, yeah, things have not gotten back to normal.
Sure, of course.
So what we've been doing is, while we've been closed, I want to mention that we haven't been doing the normal fitness operations, but we've been serving the community as a pandemic child care center.
Right.
And so we've been open to kids every single day, serving some of the most vulnerable populations within our community. So now we've been able to reopen to fitness. We're continuing to serve kids that are at the Coffman YMCA in childcare, but we've begun that process of bringing our members back to the Y.
Okay.
And so the first week that we opened, it was kind of a soft opening, if you will, people coming into the fitness center, reduced capacity, making sure that we have proper social distancing in place. And now we're in the process of trying to make sure that we're bringing back the right programs in an effective manner so that we can serve the most amount of people in a safe way.
Sure, sure. Now, what you mentioned the fitness center is open. The aquatic center, the pool's open?
Yeah, so right now we have one of our two pools is open.
Okay.
Yeah, the lap pool is open for lap swimming only. And then people can make a reservation for a lap lane. But these it's changing too.
Of course.
So,
Sure.
Over the next couple weeks, we should be reopening our therapy pool.
Okay, wonderful.
And then as circumstances dictate, we'll be able to open more to water exercise classes and eventually getting back to open swim.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, what kind of precautions have you taken at the Y to make sure that, all of your members are safe?
Yeah. So one of the things that we've done is we've made sure that we've had additional cleaning. Sure. I mean, our staff are cleaning. We're asking to make sure that our members are doing the same thing. So you'll find spray bottles all over the Y for people to use. We have doing nightly sanitation of the facility, but then we're also asking people to respect proper social distancing. And so there's signs around to remind people to stay 6 feet apart. And you'll find too that in our fitness center, if you will, in the cardio section where we have all the cardio machines, we've closed off every other machine to make sure that we're keeping proper social distancing in place. So there's a number of other things, and we've actually listed all of the safety precautions on our website so that our members in the community can see firsthand what it is that we're doing.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now this opening process, you mentioned that it's kind of a rolling opening. So is there something online where your members can go online and see kind of, what's the next phase?
Absolutely. So when they visit our website, DaytonYMCA.org, we have a reopening guide that's listed online that lists all the different procedures that we're following, information that they would need to know prior to coming to the YMCA, some of the questions that we would ask members as they're entering the building to make sure that we're screening for COVID symptoms. We're even taking people's temperatures at the door to ensure that nobody that has a fever is entering the facility. So trying to do everything we can to keep people safe.
Safety first. Wow, that's exciting. We're excited to have you open again.
It is exciting to be opening, and one of the things that I want to make sure that our viewers understand, especially if we have any members that are watching here today, I want to say thank you to every one of our members that chose to stay with the YMCA while we were closed. Without your support of the mission work and the community services that we provide to the community, we wouldn't have been able to provide the pandemic childcare that we did for kids. So thank you to all of our members that chose to stay with us. So it is a community effort, and that we're supporting each other to make sure that good things happen in here in Springboro.
Well, and thank you for providing the childcare during the pandemic, because that was so important. And a lot of people didn't realize that's what was going on at the Y.
Right.
And that was such an important piece of this puzzle.
We're continuing to provide care for kids this summer, and so lots of good things happening at the YMCA.
Well, we're thrilled to have you back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Good to see you.
And how's the best way for people to find the information online?
Yeah, so visiting our website is absolutely the best way that they can do that.
Okay, and what's the website?
It's DaytonYMCA.org.
Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you again very soon.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Stay safe. Back to you. Thank you, David. It's always a pleasure to chat with you, and we are thrilled to have the Coffman Y open to members again.
Carrie, there's been a lot of things going on with the pandemic. Even though life ticks on, our staff has been wonderful about making sure the community's taken care of. We've done everything we can to keep everybody safe. We've partnered with the chamber on helping our small business. We've made sure our police officers were always there to take care of business. And living in the greatest country in the world and the greatest city in the world as far as I'm concerned, it's nice to know that we all love what's here at home. And so part of that is what's been going on in Springboro. So as the mayor, I'll just take you a little nickel tour of what's going on.
Yeah, tell us more. Please, give us an update from the city.
There you go. Well, anyway, the Heatherwood's been going good. We started off no carts. The governor's office sort of shut us down when they shut most golf courses down. We were able to get back open in about 3 days. No carts. Now we're doing carts, but only one in a cart unless you're family members. We are now back open. People are dying to get out there. We've been filling the golf course. Obviously, the Casey James Park has not opened yet because we've not got the green light from the governor. When we do, we'll open it. We're figuring it's going to be maybe the 3rd or 4th week in June. We're looking forward to it. The Performing Arts Center obviously has been in limbo because of the pandemic, but Warp Wayne gets their permit on July 1. It should open shortly thereafter. Yeah, I know. A lot of people are waiting for that to happen. Our message board, obviously, it's another nice amenity of the city. We try to honor our 2020 graduates at Springboro School. We're putting all kinds of other things on there as well. I think it's just one more nice thing we have in the community to let our people know we care. If you look at all the other things going on, businesses are opening up slowly. We were able to partner with the chamber and give them some monies to help our small businesses, to keep them open. Our Main Street program, where we're helping businesses do some renovations, that's going now. People are signing up for that. So even though not a lot of things you see are happening, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that are happening to get us ready, so when we're back open, full blast, we'll all be ready for everything. I could go on with a lot of other things. The city's in good financial shape, even though, we extended the income tax. The state and the federal extended to July 15th. Even though ours was at the end of April, we decided, let's just go ahead. We can't have people come in. The fairest thing to do is just to go ahead and do that. Also, we froze our water rates again and sewer rates. We did not want to impose anything on the folks. With the pandemic going on, we're all scraping to get every dollar that we can. We were very sensitive to that. Other than that, council's working together to make sure that all the pieces are going to come together once we get back in full steam ahead, so to speak. But we still live in the greatest country in the world, and we still live in the greatest city in the world.
Yes, we do.
That's about it for right now.
Where are we going next, Mayor?
Well, Carrie, we're going to have Tom West on the show. He's going to tell us a little bit more definitive about what's going on at Heatherwood, opposed to my little nickel version. Tom West, our general manager of Heatherwood, is with us. Hi, Tom.
Mr. Mayor.
To the show. I did give a little introductory in my mayor's report about Heatherwood, but you're going to give me a full-blown report. Okay. I know we started off slow, and why don't you tell the audience what we did early on and where we are now?
Well, we did start off slow. We were trying to be extra precautious, about making sure that we did all the safety measures that we should be doing with our golf carts inside. We didn't allow people in the clubhouse. Restrooms, we only had one available, but we were sanitizing those every 2 hours like we're supposed to. We've gone now to the extent of we actually have the golf carts fumigated once a month. We also have sanitizer after each round. Each cart is cleaned thoroughly. The driving range is now open. It wasn't open. We have those 12 feet apart, actually each spacing versus 6. The range baskets are only used once. And once somebody uses range basket, we ask them to put them in a brown bin, so then we sterilize those as well as the golf balls. So virtually, when you come out to Heatherwood, we're trying so that you don't really have to touch anything, and then if you do, we sterilize it.
Safe and sound.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us about the eating? What are we doing with the eating facilities?
Right now, the bunker downstairs, the grill room is open. With the restrictions, we can do like everyone else. We have our tables spread 6 feet apart. Spacing outside, all the tables are actually more than 6 feet apart. If you want to eat inside or outside, you can. With the banquet facilities right now, the most that we can accommodate upstairs, we can do 70 people upstairs and we can do 100 downstairs.
Oh, okay.
And that's again with a buffet. We can do hand served as well, but that's the numbers that we can accommodate.
Oh, okay. What about any kind of events? Are we staying away from them because we can't cater them? Or, when I say events, like golf tournaments.
Golf outings, right now, our leagues have just started. Now, the golf outing business, we really haven't had a golf outing right now because the hard part is the amount of people that want to come out and play. Honestly, there's too many, so we're trying to limit that. But also sponsors, with the economy, they're having a little bit of trouble with the sponsors. But we do have some outings coming up later in the year. We are going to do our own hook and nine that we did last year, where the parents can bring out children, they can play 9 holes, and then we go out and we fish for about an hour and a half.
Well, a lot of people are asking about party on the decks. I don't know what we're going to do, but you may as well just tell the people what your thinking is anyway.
Right now, party on the deck's been put on hold. We hope that either by the end of this month or the 1st of July, we can potentially have some. It really depends on the restrictions, what they do with us and what they tell us we can and can't do.
How about golf lessons?
Golf lessons we can do. We can do. I have Brad Smith, my teaching professional. He's out there. He's got it set up where he has cones around his teaching area. Parents are not allowed there. If someone wants us to wear a mask as well, we will wear masks down there, but essentially we don't really have to touch them and give them a golf lesson.
How about the simulators? What are we doing with them?
Simulator right now, we still have it closed. Okay. It is closed.
That's smart. Yeah. Cigar bar still closed?
Cigars, actually, we're allowing 4 people into the golf shop now. So you can get in and get a cigar. In the golf shop, we put up the plexiglass shield in front of the cashiers. The credit card machine is literally about 12 feet away from the counter. So again, you can do as little as you want in there, but again, with restrictions, 4 people max in the golf shop.
You're practicing very, very good social distancing. Proud of you. Anything else you want to tell the audience about Heatherwood?
Well, Heatherwood's in great shape. Heatherwood, is a fantastic golf course. We still allow, one thing we are utilizing a lot because of the golf cart situation, give you 2 options. You can either ride in a golf cart if you want with someone now, that's your own preference, or you can take a cart individually. But our single seat golf carts that we have, we're the only ones that have those, all 12 of them, every day.
Well, people are really adhering to what the governor says. That's a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I can't tell you how wonderful Heatherwood looks. Your staff you can be proud of, and obviously they're all under your direction, so thank you for the job you do.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for your support. Really appreciate that.
Tom West, not only is our general manager, he also lives in Springboro. As Carrie and I wind down this special edition of 45066, as we've always said, if you have suggestions, constructive criticism, or whatever, let us know. The show's for you. I know we did not have a lot of the things we wanted to have by now. No Memorial Day program. Casey Jane Park is just going to open around the clock. We are still trying to have some of the concerts in the park. I could have said that in my mayor's address, so to speak, but the first 3 have been canceled, but we're going to cancel them little by little, and maybe at the very end there may only be 1 or 2, but we're still going to try to have some. Oh, one last thing. Yeah. Fireworks. Fireworks will be on July 4th at the school. The township, the city, and the schools have partnered to have those. We recommend, obviously, you follow the governor's order, try to do social distancing. We're even saying stay in your cars, but if you got to get out, if you're not family members, spread yourself out, practice that. We don't want anybody to get sick.
There are lots of great places to watch the fireworks from. You don't all have to congregate at the school.
Exactly. So,
but Mayor, thank you for keeping the fireworks. That's important, and I love that our community is giving us
all
that.
About the people.
Hey, Mayor, you mentioned fireworks, and July 4th, 2020 is a very, very special anniversary in my family.
What that might be?
It is Jeannie and Charlie Robbins' 50th wedding anniversary. Oh, wow. So I would like to wish my parents a happy 50th wedding anniversary. We're not going to get to be able to have a big party for them this year like we had hoped, but City's going to throw them some fireworks, aren't they?
Yeah, Charlie was 18 and Jeannie was 9, right?
Of course, of course.
Happy anniversary, both of you.
Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. Love you.
Until we see you again in a real 45066 show, not a special edition, Carrie and I are going to wave bye to you. You see red, white, and blue behind us. We believe.